Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय हो राधा माधव, राधा माधव, राधा माधव, जय हो राधा माधव. जय गौरा निताय, गौरा निताय, गौरा निताय, जय हो गौरा निताय. जय हो प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद. जय हो प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद. निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल. जय श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय, श्री गौर निताय की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल गुरु पूजा की जय. कृपया में साथ साथ गुरु वंदना दोहराइएगा. हमारे गुरुदेव के चरण कमल ही एकमात्र साधन है जिनके द्वारा हम शुद्ध भक्तिमय सेवा प्राप्त कर सकते हैं. मैं उनके चरण कमलों में अत्यंत भक्ति एवं श्रद्धापूर्वक नतमस्तक होता हूँ. उनकी कृपा से जीव भौतिक क्लेशों के महासागर को पार कर सकता है तथा कृष्ण की कृपा प्राप्त कर सकता है. मेरी एकमात्र इच्छा है कि उनके मुख कमल से निकले हुए शब्दों द्वारा अपनी चेतना को शुद्ध करूं. उनके चरण कमलों में अनुराग ऐसी सिद्धि है जो समस्त मनोरथों को पूर्ण करती है. वे मेरी बंद आँखों को खोलते हैं तथा मेरे हृदय में दिव्य ज्ञान भरते हैं. जन्म जन्मांतरों में वे मेरे प्रभु हैं. वे प्रेम भक्ति प्रदान करते हैं और विद्या का नाश करते हैं. वैदिक शास्त्र उनके चरित्र का गान करते हैं. हे गुरुदेव, करुणा सिंधु तथा पतित आत्माओं के मित्र, आप सबके गुरु हम सभी लोगों के जीवन हैं। हे गुरुदेव, मुझ पर दया कीजिए तथा मुझे अपने चरणों की छाया दीजिए। आपका यश तीनों लोकों में फैला हुआ है। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रेषकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद् सभा चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON beauty founder Acharya saved the whole world. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramhans Prajkacharya Shri Tattvat Shri Srimad Bhagavad-gita Bhakta Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहिए श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा माधव गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देव वृंद देवी की जय। श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री द्वारकापुरी धाम की जय। श्री श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी है। All glories to my devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to my devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to my devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Radha Satyam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya-Charitamrta Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhanitancha He Krishna Karuna Sandho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopis Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kancana Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Vrikhabhanustate Devi Pranavan Harishwe Mancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivachari Gaur Bhakta-yoga Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ramadi Muttisu Kala Niyamena Tishthan Nana Avatara Makarat Bhuvane
The following is a lecture with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 1st of April, 1974, in Bombay, India.
Into Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramakumanayo Govindamadi Purijam Tamamujam. This is a verse from Brahma Samhita in which the incarnation of Lord Ramchandra is described. Ramadi, not only Rama, but there are many other innumerable incarnations. They are compared with the waves of a river. As the waves of the river or the waves of the ocean cannot be counted. Similarly, how many incarnations are there of the Supreme Lord? It is not possible to count. But out of them, the principal names are mentioned in the Shastras. Therefore it is said Ramadi. Ramadi means Rama and also other many incarnations. And they are existing, not that one incarnation appeared and it is finished. No, not like that. Just like Lord Ramchandra appeared on this planet, say, millions of years before, he appeared in the Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga means we have passed only 5,000 years of this age, Kali Yuga. Before that, there was Dapar Yuga. Dapar Yuga means 800,000 of years. And before that, there was Treta Yuga, which was continued for 1,200,000 of years. That means at least 2 million years before Lord Ramchandra appeared on this planet. So, now Lord Ramchandra appeared in Ajodha. There is a place in Ajodha, in northern India. There he appeared. And Krishna appeared in Mathura. That is also northern India. And Mathura is about 90 miles down southward from New Delhi. You have heard the name of New Delhi, the capital of India. So Ajodha is also situated about 500 miles northeast of New Delhi. So Lord Ramchandra appeared on this day. Today is called Sri Ramanavami. On the 9th day of the month, Lord Ramchandra appeared. His father was the king of Ajodha, and he had 3 wives. So, out of, he had 2 wives. Out of 2 wives, he got 4 sons, and Ramchandra is the eldest son. The life and activities of Lord Ramchandra is in a book which is called Ramayana. You have heard the name of Ramayana. Ramayana is also accepted as history. Vedic literatures, there are histories also. The Puranas, the Srimad-Bhagavatam, Mahabharata and Ramayana, they are counted among the history. The history of Ramchandra is that his father wanted to retire, Maharaj Dasarath, and he decided to enthrone Lord Ramchandra and retire. So everything was settled. But just 1 day before, his youngest wife turned the whole thing into different ways. Sometimes Maharaj Dasarath was suffering from which is called whitlow, some trouble in the finger, and this queen served him very nicely, and he was pleased, and he said, my dear Sumitra, if you want some benediction from me, I can give you. And she replied that I shall ask you for the benediction when I require, not now. So just one day before Lord Ramchandra's coronation, she approached her husband, Maharaj Dasarath, and reminded him, my dear husband, you promised to give me some benediction, and I told you that I shall ask you when I require. Maharaj Dasarath said, yes, I remember. You want some benediction just now? She said yes. And what is that? She said that Ramchandra cannot be seated on the throne. My son should be seated. Bharat. Oh, you are surprised. It's a big demand. So, he said, all right, that will be done. Your son, because formally the king, not only formally, even after that, there are many Kshatriya kings in India. They had more than one wife. And there naturally there is rivalry between different wives. So the same thing, human psychology is the same. In 2 million years ago, the same mentality was there. And she asked that my son should be the king, not Ramchandra. Ramchandra happened to be the son of Kausalya, the elder queen. So Maharaj Dasarath agreed and called for Ramchandra, my dear boy, she asked also, she was very diplomat. She wanted the Ramchandra go to forest for 14 years. The idea was political, that the king may agree to install my son just now. Now, after a few days, this Ramchandra may come with his army and there may be some difficulty to continue the kingdom. So she wanted the Ramchandra should go to the forest. And she should not come back till the end of 14 years from this day. So Maharaj Dasarath agreed. Because you are Kshatriya, see the promise. A Kshatriya never goes back from the promise. Never refuses any challenge. If a Kshatriya is challenged by somebody that I want to fight with you, he cannot refuse. This is Kshatriya spirit. He cannot say that I am now busy. Suppose somebody comes to you that I want to fight with you. You may say, what nonsense fight, I have no time. We are in the temple. But a Kshatriya cannot deny that. Kshatriya at once must accept, oh yes, come on. And the weapon should be, if he has no sword or weapon, he should be supplied weapon and fight. This is Kshatriya spirit. They were highly charitable and chivalrous and keeping promise and with a great tendency for ruling over. They can rule over. Administrator. Their business is, there are different prescriptions for different classes of men for their livelihood. The Brahmins, they can pull on their livelihood by 6 ways. Pathan, jajan, jajan, dana, pratigraha. 6. And they must be qualified with 12 high qualities. We have many times discussed. Out of that qualification, truthfulness is the first item for a Brahmin. A Kshatriya may speak lies, that is allowed, because he has to be diplomat, politician. But a Brahmin, he is not allowed to speak lies. This is the system, caste system or varnashram system. Everyone was trained, because these 4 classes of men are required in the society. For proper upkeep of society, one class of men must be very intelligent, highly qualified, with all good qualities. They must be trained in that way, idea, character, so that people can see and follow them. Therefore Brahmins are taken to so much respect, because their ideal character, learned and godly, knows the science, spiritual science. Therefore they are held in high estimation and topmost of the society. The next, the administrator class, Kshatriya. They are trained how to kill. The Kshatriyas were allowed to hunt in the forest, to learn the art of killing, because that was necessary for the Kshatriyas. Kshatriya, the king, if he finds somebody is doing wrong, he can immediately chop off his head if he likes. The king also passed. And it is not that if there was some war, it is not that the president or the king said, sit down comfortably at home, and ordinary soldiers will go and lay down their life. No. Formally, the king or the head of the state, he should first of all go there in the fight. You see in the picture, the chief men of the fighting in the Kurukshetra, both sides, they are arrayed, this side, that side, with their chariot. Not that the head man, the chief man, or the commander is taking shelter backside, protecting himself, and poor soldiers are thrown into the fight. No. This is what Kshatriyas do. And it is necessary that a class of men should be trained up in that way. Kshatriya, fighting. In India, because this training was there since a very long time, so there is no difficulty in recruiting soldiers there. There is a class of men. They are very much forward, quite still. They are called just like the Gurkhas, the Nepalis. You have heard the name of Nepal. still a small state, independent state. They are not within India, between China and India. The whole Nepal population, they are Kshatriyas. Oh, they are very good fighters. Similarly, the Sikhs, the Jats, there are classes. So they are always forward for fighting. And he will be surprised that the British Empire was voluntarily liquidated because they lost India. The Britishers, they understood that because we are now losing India, there is no more possibility to keep our Eastern Empire. Therefore they liquidated. Why? Actually, the whole British Empire were being administered or managed by Indian soldiers. These Sikhs and Gurkhas, they extended their empire. After taking their position in India, they extended British Empire in the Middle East and Far East simply by these Sikhs and Gurkha soldiers. They got supremacy on the Burma and everywhere. So there is necessity of a class of fighting men. You are finding in your country difficulty in recruiting because the recruiting process is wrong. You are recruiting from persons, you are training persons just like Sudras, and you want them to fight. How they can fight? It is not possible. So, as it is stated in the Bhagavad-gita, that Chasut Varnam Maya System Gunakarma Vibhava. Lord Krishna said that the four classes or orders of the society, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, is planned by me according to work and quality. So, this Kshatriya quality man is also required, the Brahman quality of man is also required, the mercantile style of community, they are also required, and laborer class, they are also required. Of course, laborer class, they do not require any training. Laborer class means one who cannot do anything, neither become Brahmin, nor become Kshatriya, nor become Vaishya. That means the last balance of the population, they are called laborer class, Shudra. Shudra means one who has no training. Shudra has no sanskar. Sanskar means training. Everyone is accepted as Shudra by birth. Janmana jayati Shudra. Janmana means by birth. By birth, everyone is born a Shudra, a fourth class man. It is to be accepted. And actually so, just like a child, innocent child, what does he know? He has to be trained. Either you train him as a Brahmin, or train him as a Kshatriya, or train him as a Vaishya, or otherwise he is Shudra, already born Shudra. Shudra has no training. Everyone, the basic principle, basic foreground, everyone it is accepted Shudra. Now if you train him as a Brahmin, then he becomes a Brahmin. If you train him as a Kshatriya, then he becomes a Kshatriya. If you train him as a Vaishnava. So I think this system is very scientific. So that if you want a really help of a really intelligent man or God realized man, it is ready, the Brahmin class. Just like if you require the help of a lawyer, you have got so many lawyers. If you require the help of a medical man, because there are trained men. Similarly, the society requires to train a certain class of men to become Brahmin. Just like we are training the Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness is meant for the Brahmins. They are not meant for fighting, because they are not being trained for fighting. They are being trained for becoming Brahmin. For who is Brahmin? Brahma janati iti Brahman. The four divisions are described like this. Janmana jayati Shudra. Everyone is born Shudra. That is accepted. Samskarat bhavidija. Now, if you train him, never mind in which family he is born, you have to train, just like boys are sent to school for being trained. So, everyone is accepted as Shudra, but you now train. He goes to the Guru Griha. Guru Griha means teacher's house. Formerly, for being trained, there was no such big scale school and colleges. Every village, is still 50 years before in India, in every village, there was a small school conducted by the Brahmin, and the village children would be trained up there. So he was sent for training. And there was no school fee. The boys will go there and on behalf of the teacher or spiritual master, they will go, brahmachari, door to door and beg and bring forth alms, rice, dal, grains and everything. That was the system. There was no school fee. There was no problem how to send a boy to the school. So, there is sanskara. Now he is trained. The teacher sees the psychology of the boy, in which way he should be trained. Either he should be trained as a Vaishnava, or he should be trained as a Kshatriya. So, everyone was trained like that. But generally, the son of a Kshatriya, just like Maharaj Ramchandra arose Jog, from the very beginning, they were trained as Kshatriya. Naturally, if somebody is the son of a medical man, his father trains him to become a medical man in future. That is the natural tendency. If the boy is different altogether, that is another question. But naturally, that is the tendency. So, a Kshatriya son was trained as Kshatriya, a Brahmin son was trained as a Brahmin, and a Vaishya son was trained as a Vaishya, and Shudra had no training. So gradually, this became a caste system. Brahmin son became Brahmin. Because formerly, the training was there. But when it is vitiated, although a person born in the family of a Brahmin he is doing the work of a Shudra. So, according to Vedic scripture, one is classified according to his work and quality, not by birth. That is the classification of Shastra, just like in the Bhagavad-gita. The Lord says, the Chatur Varnam Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhav. Guna means quality, and Karma means work. One must be qualified for the work, and he must actually work. Then he is counted, classified into that category. Just like if you are simply trained or educated as a lawyer, and if you are not practicing in the court, nobody comes to you to consult as a lawyer. Nobody cares for you. You must be practicing also. Similarly, to become a Brahmin means, first of all, he must know what is Brahma, and he must be actually situated in the activities of Brahma. So, devotional service are activities of Brahma. Activities in Krishna consciousness means activities in Brahma. Brahma charati iti Brahma, brahmachari. Charati means acts. Actually, he acts in life, applies the principles of Brahman in his life. He is called brahmachari. So these were the training. So just see how the training was, that the Kshatriya cannot refuse his promise. So Maharaj Dasarath, he fulfilled the promise of his youngest wife and asked his son, eldest son, Ramchandra, my dear boy, you will have to go to forest for 14 years, that is the desire of your youngest mother, and I promise that I shall fulfill your promise, request, so please accept. Ramchandra said, yes, father, I am waiting.
हरे कृष्णा। प्रभुपाद जी भगवान रामचंद्र जी के बारे में आविर्भाव दिवस के उपलक्ष्य में बता रहे थे कि चतुर्वर्ण्य माइंड सिस्टम, भगवान ने 4 जातियां और 4 उनके आश्रम बनाए हैं, और उस आश्रम में रामचंद्र जी जो क्षत्रिय थे और उनके पिता क्षत्रिय थे, तो वो जो अगर उन्हें कुछ चैलेंज किया जाता है जस्ट फॉर फाइटिंग और just fighting and anything else, they cannot refuse it and they have to accept it. But our sanstha is spiritual sanstha, and we cannot take this challenge to be accepted in this spiritual world. This is that we should have a culture of the Brahmanas. तो ब्राह्मणों का कल्चर के एक्सेप्ट करना तो क्षत्रिय का नहीं। तो यही दिस इज द मेन थीम ऑफ द लेक्चर।
यस, थैंक यू प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी आप कुछ कहें? कृष्ण कुमार प्रहलाद, कृष्ण कुमार
प्रभुपाद जी कहते कि जो हमारा सोशल ऑर्डर है उसको ना केवल हमें उसमें कहना है कि हम ये ब्राह्मण है या क्षत्रिय, उसके एक्टिविटीज़ भी वैसी होनी चाहिए। क्षत्रियों का उदाहरण दे रहे, दे शुड बी शिवल्रस, तो आगे आके उनको फाइट करना, हरे कृष्ण, तो उनको आगे आके फाइट करना चाहिए और पीछे नहीं छुपना चाहिए। जैसे हम उदाहरण देते हैं उसका, प्रभुपाद जी कुरुक्षेत्र भूमि में सभी इकट्ठे होते तो सभी राजा लोग आगे खड़े हैं। जैसे ब्राह्मणों का भी कहते हैं प्रभुपाद जी कि ब्राह्मणों का केवल ब्राह्मण कहना नहीं है, बल्कि उनकी एक्टिविटीज़ में भी सिचुएटेड होना है। लाइक डिवोशनल सर्विस आर द एक्टिविटीज़ ऑफ अ ब्राह्मण, डिवोशनल एक्टिविटीज़ को करना है। हरे कृष्ण।
थैंक यू।
हरे कृष्ण। मेरा भी सिमिलर सही था। प्रभुपाद जी बता रहे थे कि ब्राह्मणा मीन्स नॉट जस्ट ही इज नो ब्राह्मण, ही इज फिक्स्ड ऑल्सो इन द एक्टिविटीज ऑफ ब्राह्मण। ब्रह्मचरति इति ब्राह्मण, या ब्रह्मचारी का भी डेफिनेशन आता है। तो वही है कि डिवोशनल सर्विस की जो एक्टिविटीज़ हैं उसमें वो प्रभुपाद जी ब्राह्मणिकल एक्टिविटीज़ से कंपेयर कर रहे हैं। तो कृष्णा कॉन्शियस मूवमेंट इज मेंट फॉर ट्रेनिंग ब्राह्मणर्स, तो वो ट्रेनिंग हमें चाहिए। डिवोशनल सर्विस की एक्टिविटी में फिक्स्ड होना, मतलब सिर्फ एक दो बार करना नहीं, फिक्सडिटी चाहिए, स्टडीनेस चाहिए, तब ब्राह्मणिकल लेवल है। नहीं तो फिर अभी द्विजा या उससे नीचे।
यस, थैंक यू। सनंद प्रभु कुछ कहेंगे?
हरे कृष्ण। मैं श्रील प्रभुपाद जैसे ये लेक्चर से रामनवमी प्रभुपाद ने बहुत सारा विष्णु फिलॉसफी, कास्ट सिस्टम, वर्णाश्रम सिस्टम सब समझाया। मैं सोच रहा था प्रभुपाद ने कृष्णा बुक में बहुत सारी भगवान की लीलाओं के साथ साथ फिलॉसफी भी बताई है। तो दिस प्रभुपाद जीनियस दैट सीइंग द टाइम, प्लेस एंड सर्कमस्टेंस एंड द नीड ऑफ द पीपल, प्रभुपाद उस हिसाब से वो चीज़ समझाते हैं। तो रामनवमी का लेक्चर है भगवान की लीलाएँ नहीं, लेकिन वहाँ पर उन लोगों के हिसाब से उनको क्या नीड है, क्या समझाना है, प्रॉपर वर्णाश्रम सिस्टम समझा रहे हैं इसमें पूरा डिटेल में। प्रॉपर जीनियस एक्चुअली।
यस, प्रभुपाद जी ने पूरा वर्णाश्रम सिस्टम क्यों लिया? क्योंकि किस तरह से क्षत्रिय का एक ड्यूटी की वचन से कभी पीछे नहीं हटना इज वन ऑफ द ड्यूटी। क्षत्रिय कीप्स देयर प्रॉमिस। और उस एंगल से प्रभुपाद जी फिर अंदर गए कि क्या होता है पूरा चारों वर्ण। तो बहुत अच्छा है। थैंक यू सो वेरी मच। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री रामचंद्र विजय उत्सव के, सॉरी रामचंद्र आयुर्भाव तिथि की जय। एक्चुअली अभी रामनवमी के 3 लेक्चर है प्रभुपाद जी के, तो हम सोचा 3 हफ्ते है तो एक एक दिन वैसा करेंगे। जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय श्री रामचंद्र आयुर्भाव तिथि की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय।